Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to First Aid Kids. Today I'll be teaching you all how to tie a fracture bandage. Alright, so fracture bandaging is used when a casualty has a fracture and he's unconscious. Mugat, are you awake Mugat? See, Mugat has no response, he's unconscious. So, whenever you're doing fracture bandaging, it's simple. Use a method known as LIT. We are now in the millennial where everything has to be lit, so why not we put that into practice? So, LIT stands for layout bandages, insert bandages, and tie bandages. So, just say Mugat has a spinal injury. I'm showing you this first. A spinal injury is the most difficult injury to tie as it involves the whole body, spine work. So, first we remove danger. So we remove Mugat's shoes and Mugat's glasses. Mugat, we will keep them in a safe place. Next, L. Lay out the bandages. So for spinal injury, you will need 7 standard triangular bandages. Bandages, remember, below the knee are of course your narrow bandages, and bandages above the knee will be using broad bandages. The reason we use broad bandages above the knee is because above the knee you have a larger surface area. So if you were to use a thinner bandage, you'll be compressing and restricting blood flow. So please remember, broad bandages above the knee and narrow bandages below the knee. So up to the pelvis there are 4 bandages, and for the upper body we secure it with another 3. See, when bandages are not put properly, you have to fold them back into the original position. So, upper body, broad bandage. From the apex, 1 fold down, 2 folds. This is a broad bandage. Alright, so that's the first step done, L. Now, we insert the bandages. It does not matter where you insert the bandages, from bottom to top.
Hey guys, so there's actually a slight mistake here. You have to insert your figure of 8 first, then only move from top to bottom. It's the same as how you tie the bandages, which you'll see later on in the video, but just take note that this part, the one where Akhil mentioned, is actually wrong, is the old syllabus. So you have to insert figure of 8 first, then followed by top to bottom. Right, thank you.
But it does matter where you insert them through. So you see the human anatomy is special. It has openings and curvatures where you can insert bandages through. These are called natural hollows. And they're much easier to insert the bandages, example through the back, than if I were to insert through the chest. The chest has more muscle compared to this arch in the back. So if I insert it through the back, it should come out on the other side, where I can take it up and slide it up. So many people tend to make the mistake whereby they insert it through the body and it causes them difficulty and the casualty a great deal of pain. So just say I want to insert the bandage and I want to bring it to the lower back. I can't insert it through there. So I insert it to the natural hollow and pull it down. Alright? One more bandage for the upper body. It stays here. Now, for the lower body, remember, another natural hollow is the knees. So, for bandages below the waist, you put it through the knees and you pull it up. Right. Next, that's our second position done. Insert. Finally, is tying. So, tying is a bit special. As you see, when you tie bandages, your aim is to secure and support the body. So, imagine this is your body, these are your legs. So, when you want to bandage something, just say you have to bandage the back and the front, the top and the bottom. If I were to bandage the top and proceed from there, these parts can still shake. We don't want that. Shaking will increase the risk of spinal injury. So we tie the bottom, tie the top. That way it prevents the middle part from moving. So we always start with the figure of 8. So put his heels together, his ankles together, place your knee on top of them, and with your 2 wings of your bandage, cross over. This is called a figure of 8. Go behind. The lower you tie your bandage to the base of the foot, the less likely it is to come out when the examiner tests it in your exam. Alright? And don't worry, we will always be using our rift knot, left over right, right over left, and the excess of that bandage, please remember to tighten it and tuck it in. We always tuck in our bandages, as I've repeated in our countless videos. We don't want it getting stuck on any moving or miscellaneous object which would cause harm to the casualty later on. Next, remember, from the bottom, move to the top. So we start with the upper body, with the broad bandage on top. So as you see, spinal injury occurs to the spine, and spine is in the middle of your body. So when you tie spinal injury, you must tie your bandages in the middle. See? In the middle of the body. Tighten the bandage, then insert it. Repeat this step for all the other parts of the body. So just say you were to encounter a casualty who has injured his right patella, his right knee. So all your bandages should fall on the left side. I say this because by tying it on the left side, you are reducing pressure and pain towards the right patella, and therefore securing the bandages at the same time maintaining the casualty's comfort. So continue with the bandaging. When doing this in your exam, please remember not to tie the bandages, to tie it tight, but if your friend is finding pain or having a bit of trouble with the bandages, please loosen the bandages halfway through and tell the examiner. Right? We don't want to have a real casualty on that day, and it will cause you even more trouble. Right over left, the reef knot, tighten the reef knot, and then put it in. Remember, you can either go for beauty or practicality. Practicality is more suitable for us, as when you tie your reef knots, you always have that excess bandage by the side, these two. Tighten it first. So, normally, this excess, we can actually coil it around, make a nice rose, or we call it a dumpling, and you can put the excess inside. However, this is time consuming and takes up a lot of energy. What we normally do is we just tuck it into the body's crevices. This prevents it 100% from getting caught on anything. So I believe that is a full body bandage used to treat spinal injury. I hope you all learned a lot from the video. Thank you very much. That will be all from us today.
Hey guys, so if you notice in this video, we actually didn't show all the types of bandages, we only showed the spinal injury one. And actually the only thing you need to know is the positions of the bandages. So spinal injury we showed that because there's all 7 bandages involved, but the rest, they only need 4. So you just look at your book, the FA manual, page 43, and there are diagrams there which show you where the bandages actually go. So you just study those, and the method of tying the bandages, the figure of 8, and then the top to bottom, how to tie each bandage, that's exactly the same. Just follow that, just change the position of the bandages. Alright, thank you.